What probably is one of the most underestimated smartwatches available in the market, the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation is actually an extraordinarily good value, because even though this has a retail price around $250 for this entry-level model, the internals shares the exact same processor chipset, that's found on the latest generation Apple Watch Series 8, and that has an entry-level price that starts at $400. So these two watches actually have the same modern, fast chipset. So performance-wise, these two perform 100% identical, which is why, even though the Series 8 is continuing to get the spotlight over the SE2, as well as the Apple Watch Ultra, this one performs 100% identical compared to these two more expensive models, and share very similar features of what you expect to find even on the most expensive Apple Watch, the $800 Apple Watch Ultra, as it does have compass, backtracking capabilities. It shares all the greatest stuff that watchOS 9 has on the SE2. And from a far distance, even though this is the older screen design body structure, but from afar, from like the newer generation body style from the Series 7 and the Series 8, it's really challenging to even tell that this is the older body style, as Apple continued using the same body style that was found even on the Apple Watch SE 1st generation. And look wise, again, it looks 100% modern. And so in today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my honest review on what I think about the Apple Watch SE2, some cool features that it has, and why the entry-level price of $249 is the best value. And this will definitely make the best gift for anybody who owns an iPhone and doesn't yet have an Apple Watch. So with the Apple Watch SE2, there's two sizes to choose from. I happen to have both of them, and you have the choice between a 40 and a 44 millimeter. And honestly, the only advantages one has over the other, aside from aesthetics and personal preference, if you want to just get the larger screen size, is the text real estate. As you can see, whenever you're viewing a text or something, the text font, it's just larger, easier to view. That's about it, but just by a little. And then when it comes to color choices, there's 3 different colors to choose from, and the body, aluminum, is the only option. But the bands, you can actually take advantage of Apple's custom studio. You can swap the bands with many different styles to choose from. And then new for watchOS 9 is now, if you like the Nike version watch face, that is automatically added on the firmware update. So no longer is there a Nike version of this. No matter the Apple Watch style you choose, you have the access to use the Nike watch face. And then if later on down the line, or maybe you own some current Apple Watch bands from an older Apple Watch model, so long as it's the large size version or the small size version for your watch, it should be fully compatible. So as a quick recap, this is a Series 3 Apple Watch. It's the larger screen band option choice available for that one. It's fully compatible even on a larger screen size SE. So due to that, not only will bands fit, but if you have older accessories, they may also be fully compatible even on the SE2, including these. And then all the tips and tricks I covered in the past with this Apple Watch is all fully compatible even on the Apple Watch SE2. Now body structure designs, the basically overall design is basically this. On the left side, you have your microphone cutout, as well as your power button and the digital crown, which does give you a haptic feedback as you use it. And then on the opposite side, you have 2 giant speakers, perfect for answering phone calls. And so to give you a real world example how the microphone and the speaker sounds like, I recorded this voice memo with the Apple Watch built-in mic, and the speaker you're hearing me from is the internal speaker that the Apple Watch can provide, and it's at max volume. So again, it should sound really good, especially in an indoor environment. Even outdoors actually works sometimes as well, but it'll get the job done in terms of making quick phone calls, and a great second alternative in case you don't have your phone on you to answer calls. Then on the bottom of the Apple Watch, you do have the heart rate sensor. This is the latest generation one, which means yes, it not only can monitor your steps, but it will constantly monitor your heart rate, make sure you're in good health. If it notices any unusual heart patterns, it will actually send you a push notification, giving you the heads up you should probably see a doctor. And it also takes advantage of Apple safety features such as fall detection, crash detection, and other software features as well, because if you actually tap and hold the power button, this will actually quickly toggle emergency SOS, and yes, you can actually include your medical ID on this watch as well. So yeah, it's extremely loaded. But on the back portion of this Apple Watch, apparently this section, Apple did redesign this section where it actually is made out of a plastic. Before, it followed the same material that the premium Apple Watches had in the back here. So now it has like this matte texture back here that's plastic. But for my personal experience, I kind of like this back portion a lot. Now, other internal hardware is that yes, you can actually settle for a cellular version SE2 Apple Watch if you like, which makes it perfect for if you're using kids mode on your device, which allows you as a parent to monitor your kids' activity, get a hold of them, track them when they're in class or going on a field trip, so you'll always be aware where they are at all times. So you do have that capability to purchasing your kid this entry-level Apple Watch and use it for kids mode. And the body structure itself is actually really sturdy, as it is indeed water resistant up to 50 meters. And since this is an Apple product, it's supported by a large support from a bunch of third-party companies. And because of that, you could easily find a shock resistant case you could easily attach on this Apple Watch. So if you're concerned that your kid might crack or damage their Apple Watch, you could easily give them a heavy-duty case to protect your device. But if you want to use cellular for yourself and you don't want to carry your iPhone around, this does indeed have 32 gigabytes of internal storage, which does allow you to actually install your playlist or podcast onto the app itself and stream via Bluetooth, as Bluetooth is indeed integrated, so it's compatible to be paired with a Bluetooth headphone or external speakers. Other important sensors that it does have is, yes, it does have built-in GPS, which some running tracking apps like the Nike Club app is free to download, can actually utilize the GPS and actually give you a map layout of your run. And if you like to take advantage of Apple Pay, yes, you can actually use Apple Pay on this thing, as it does have a built-in NFC. Now, in terms of customization, you have access to a large watch face library to choose from, and all the customization abilities that the other Apple Watches have is all found even on the SE2. The only exclusion, however, is that you do lose the always-on display hardware. The Series 8 and the Apple Watch Ultra, or even of some other series Apple Watches like the Series 5 and newer, they have the always-on display hardware, which allows the Apple Watch to continue displaying the time and your complications even while your wrist is away from you. The SE2 does not have that hardware, but to my personal experience, this is not really necessary. This is more like a gimmick almost, as most people that I personally know that has the always on display hardware, they usually tend to just turn this off to preserve battery. So there's pros and cons. The always on display hardware honestly is just a personal preference, so that's all up to you. So that's really the only crucial thing that you're missing from going with the SE than a Series 8, as a fine example. So is it really worth $150 more to have the always on display? That's all up to you. Now, other features that the Series 8 has and the SE2 doesn't is a built-in ECG and the built-in blood oxygen sensor. Aside from that, everything else, it has it all. So unless you have like health complications and stuff that you'll feel more comfortable having that data available, there's really no need to really have this capability, as you can still track your cycles if you're a female. Yes, you do lose the body temperature advantage that the Series 8 has and the Ultra to get a more accurate precision. So that's something you may want to think about. Now, in terms of battery life, oh yeah, the Apple Watch SE is easily able to last an entire day under a single charge. So it does have the same rated 18 hours of battery life that Apple advertised. And then of course, if there's an app or something that you feel like your Apple Watch is missing, you have the same access to the Apple App Store for the Apple Watch like all the other higher end premium Apple Watches do too. So you have all the classic things that we love about Apple Watches, such as media control, the capability to actually switch between different modes for our AirPods, like transparency mode or active noise cancellation, for a fine example. You have the capability to control your Apple TV from your wrist if you need to, if you're having a hard time finding your remote or your iPhone. You can pin your smartphone in case you lost it or misplaced it somewhere to quickly locate it this way. You could do it all. And if you wish to increase the battery life even more than longer than 18 hours, you have access to the brand new low power mode, which can actually allow this Apple Watch to last more than 2 days. So the interface on this thing is 100% identical across even the most expensive Apple Watch, and all your notifications will be pushed in on your wrist, and you have the freedom to view your text messages as well as reply in case you don't have access to your smartphone. And yes, you can actually connect to different Wi-Fi networks all off the Apple Watch as well. And then when it comes to gesture controls, this thing is loaded with a bunch of very useful ones. For example, double tap on the digital crown will actually take you back to a previously open app, and then by tapping the power button, this will actually activate App Switcher, which allows you to go back to a previously open app that you may have open. And if you like to quickly change watch faces, you simply slide from the home page left or right, or you could long press and you can actually have access to your entire library, and you can rearrange it to your own personal preference. And if you like to clear some that you don't use anymore, a swipe up will give you a quick access to the trash bin icon to delete that watch face. So yeah, it really does help make your life so much easier. So to recap, for $250, this thing can do it all. The only thing that's missing is the ECG, blood oxygen, and the body temperature measuring for your cycles. Aside from everything else, yes, you do have the older generation body design, which means this display does have larger bezels compared to the more modern Apple Watch. But I still personally would choose these bezels over the very first generation Apple Watch, because from far distance, again, it looks like a modern Apple Watch, and it still is pleasing to look at no matter the angle. So for general health tracking, this is a good watch. But if you're more advanced, I'll definitely recommend looking into the Series 8. If you're a true marathon runner running, I don't know, marathons daily, and you like data, the Series 8 will gather more data, especially the Apple Watch Ultra as well. But if that's not you, yeah, the SE 2nd generation is an amazing watch. So honestly, most people don't really need all these other features. So in conclusion, I personally think this is really a good, compelling buy for anybody. What do you guys think about the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation? Do you personally recommend this for everybody? Or would you still recommend the Series 8 if you're just an average user? Comment down below, let me know your thoughts in the video description down below. Aside from that, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, as well as get subscribed, as I plan on covering more stuff revolving around the Apple Watch and other tech products that's coming out in the near future. Aside from that, if you wish to watch more, check out this video over here as I go through an in-depth comparison comparing every single generation modern day Apple Watch available in the market, like the SE2 against the 8 and the Ultra. Then that video over there, that's just a video YouTube's recommending specifically for you. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.